we're going to just give the introduction first. So after we finish introduction, we've been practicing with some specific prompt. You know that, with the autism, you need to have some guidelines, very specific guidelines. Let's do introduction first. So Edison, John, he's going to do his own introduction first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Edison John, and I am a rising senior student at Capital Innovations Academy, one of the most diverse and inclusive private schools in Sacramento. At school, I created the Neurodiverse Club to improve our understanding of others, emotions, thoughts, and feelings. During our meetings, we play games like the code names and the mind to identify people's thoughts by noticing their body language during the games. And this upcoming school year, I plan to start a stop motion club and to share and inspire each other's creativity. It's called Stop Studio Star. The goal of this club is to provide my students with a solid foundation in stop motion video production from the conceptual phase to the final presentation. I'm super excited to get this started. I have been an advanced education program student and a DSPS student at Sacramento City College for 3 years, where I have taken over 15 classes, including trigonometry and chemistry. I am also a leader of the Special Olympics Northern California and Youth Activation Committee. One of my favorite experiences was volunteering at the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games. Anyway, another way I have worked with different communities is by being a part of the Stanford Network for K-12 Neurodiversity Education and Advocacy. I am on the social media subcommittee where we focus on advertising our monthly guest speakers to the community. Professor Cho?
Yes.
Could you please give a speech at this monthly meeting?
Absolutely. Yes, I'll be happy to.
Thank you. You heard that, folks? Professor Cho? This is a formal agreement. Other than my community work, I want to discuss my interests and passions in these 3 areas. For academics, I like hands-on science and robotic classes because the learning is tangible through physical and visual aspects. For athletics, I love being active, whether it is competing on the swim team for over 10 years or biking around my neighborhood. Outside of that, there are things that bring me pure joy. Those ranges from small things like spending time on my phone to spending time with my family.
And you mentioned about spending time, quality time with the families. Is there anything that memorable that you wanted to share with us?
Our family is very close, and we keep no secrets from each other. Fortunately, we go on many trips every year. My sister and I send a long letter on Mother's Day, Father's Day, and my parents' birthday, including family photos since I was in kindergarten. This has become our family history book and has helped me develop my essay writing skills. I remember the first time I wrote a letter for Mother's Day. My sister and I spent a week finishing it. Now we can complete it in a few minutes, including multiple memorable family photos, and while my parents were chatting. I'm someone who has always enjoyed school, but school is not the same experience for everyone. That is why it was important to find ways that work best for me. These are some things that I learned that helped make learning more effective. Singing songs to memorize information like the periodic table and using experiential learning have made learning stick even more. Something else that has helped me a lot is my support team of mentors and therapists. An example of this, I have been working with the same speech therapist, Miss Angie, for the past 7 years to improve my communication skills. Some skills that we discuss are how to make connections with others, show and express empathy for others, and share experiences that makes others feel supported.
Wow, how special. How many of you have a speech therapist working with your child or students for 7 years? That must be very special, relationship. And you just mentioned the periodic table that you kind of memorize and sing a song. Do you think that you can sing the song for us? Do you think?
Actually, I can memorize it based on the can music by Offenbach. There's hydrogen and helium and lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere. Nitrogen all through the air and oxygen so you could breathe it forward. For pretty tea, neon to light up the sun. Sodium for salty ties. Magnesium, aluminum, and silicon. Phosphorus and...
Yay!
Yeah.
That was very wonderful.
Yeah. How wonderful. Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Next slide, please.
Yes.
When I look to the future, I have one big career goal for myself. I want to become a civil and environmental engineer. I am very passionate about cleaning the earth and finding ways to support sustainable energy. Even though I am one person, I want to encourage you to think about how you can do your part. Driving electric vehicles instead of gasoline cars, reducing energy emissions, and recycling are ways I have found to do my part. Something I would recommend is reading an article by UC Davis titled "Seaweed Feeding Cattle Seaweed Reduces Their Greenhouse Gas Emissions 82%, because this article explains a new way to support sustainable energy.
Well, you mentioned that, article. I'm a researcher myself as a professor, but, high school students is reading research article by the UC Davis. And is there anything that you wanted to share more about clean energy for students?
I started recycling for my expenses when I was in elementary school. Now I had a recycling team at school. We sort glass, plastic jugs, water bottles, and aluminum cans and take them to recycle centers twice a month. This initiative helps preserve and clean the earth and also serves as a fundraiser for my school.
Excellent idea. Thank you. Thank you so much for the work that you are doing as high school students.
You're welcome. Even though I have found ways to help me learn, there are a lot of difficult concepts that are hard for neurodivergent students to understand. This is why I want to explain some alternative strategies for teachers to help explain difficult concepts. Using images to explain key ideas is a great way for students to observe information visually in addition to the teachers explaining verbally. Recorded lectures, small group learning with peer tutors, personal tutors, and AI tools like ChatGPT offer diverse ways to clarify concepts.
Wow.
But we have to be careful with using AI tools because we still have to have our own ideas. The most challenging part of my last school year was separating the work from ChatGPT and my own ideas. I overcame this issue by learning how to adaptively leverage ChatGPT according to the guidelines. ChatGPT provides me with the initial ideas when I type in prompts about confusing sentences or passages. It explains the meaning to me at an elementary level, and then I rewrite the clear meaning in my own words. This was a great experience to help leverage tools to explain difficult concepts and my own ideas. The progress is important, but it doesn't have to be perfect on the first attempt. I always try my best to get an A on every test and class. but I know it can be stressful and hard, so it's okay to not always get an A, but instead focus on the experience of learning.
Wow. You know, you mentioned about studying advanced math. You know, learning about math can be challenging for anybody of here, but students with disabilities, it'll be more special. Could you share more about your experiences and give us a strategy?
Good question. Last summer, I took a trigonometry class at City College. It was challenging to me at first and to understand the material and manage the time limit of my test, despite my best efforts. As a result, I received a D grade. Afterward, I updated my accommodation plans with a DSPS counselor and an educational team, implementing strategies such as using a note card during the tests and having an asynchronous class instead of an in-person class. This spring, I received an A grade.
Yay! Wow. Great, yeah.
Something I know about myself is that communication is difficult, but something I continue to make progress on because it is an important part of growing up. This is why I can measure my progress based on the 3 levels of participation. Think of this like I am the center and each is built outward. The first layer is my personal community of my family and myself. I know my parents and sister will always be there for me, and it is important to recognize where I started my journey and who always has my back. The next level is my internal network. I like to call them my super team because they help me be my best self. This level includes my mental health counselors, therapists, doctors, teachers, and tutors, both academic and peer counseling. These are the individuals who help me develop skills to become the next version of myself, kind of like a software update. Finally, after harnessing the support of my family and skills from my internal network, I can go to the 3rd level of reaching out to new people and applying all I have learned about myself and how to navigate new situations. This is where I led collaboration with my group, team, and community.
Wow, what a clearly expressed and presented illustration. I really like that, your illustration there. And I think they clearly shows your pathways. Can you share one of your community experiences?
Certainly. Since 2022, I've been volunteering with the Seawolf Fit program at Sonoma State University. This involves assisting people with disabilities, including a nonverbal child or children with autism. To improve communication with them, I've started learning American Sign Language at City College for 1 year. Despite our conversations being brief and straightforward, I use signs like stop and go to help facilitate our interactions. It would be great, so I will continue doing ASL Level 3 this upcoming fall.
Wow. Audience, I just wanted to share with you that both students here today presenting, that they are dually identified. They are English language learners and with autism. So, it must be really challenging for them to learn another language, but now he added already the 3rd one, which is ASL. Isn't it great? Right? To support each other? Yes.
However, what about my feelings, and how do I regulate them? As a Masters and Special Olympics swimmer, swimming has been beneficial both physically and mentally. It not only stretches my body, but also offers clarity of mind. helping me stay focused and centered. It gives me time to think about the amazing things I like. For example, Mario Kart racing and the inspector chasing the thief scenes underwater. The chasing scenes makes me swim faster. Also, I use the STOP method, which is space, taking time, observing the scene, and proceeding. It prevents my body from getting stressed or throwing my temper. When I feel frustrated, I have to stop and take deep breaths slowly. I am improving, but if I just need a few polite reminders. I can ask for breaks when something gets too overwhelming, but I just need a few polite, gets too overwhelming. If I am somewhere outside, I make up an exit plan to end the session a little bit earlier.
You know, I believe that he manages his emotions, sometimes stressed, very well. And it's amusing that you have is it a massage chair you are in?
Yeah.
Can you talk about the massage chair?
Oh, wait. There's
Okay.
more.
All right, then go for it.
Yeah. Additionally, through the self-determination program by the Regional Center, I received my massage chair last year to help me relax after stressful days of work. And I've been using it to release stress where I release the stress I have in my body. We even gave it a nickname of Michael. At home, I also do the punching bag and the inverted chair, along with other sensory items, like a fanny pack that I take with me every day.
Okay.
These sensory items are essential to focus on my work in class, at home, and at a virtual meeting.
Okay. Thank you. So you do have a friend called Michael now at home. Wow. Okay, so,
Now, since I have talked about advocating for myself, I am going to briefly pause and breathe slowly. Thank you. Next slide, please.
sure.
Something I am really proud of is learning how to advocate for myself and the skills that come with that. One of the important ways I have found to advocate for myself is learning how to be a better communicator. I recommend systematically and logically presenting what you want to say and making sure to emphasize your main topic first. Here are some other tips and skills I have picked up over the years. I like to write down my coping skills to deal with my anxiety in a Google Doc so I can refer to those at a point that I may need them. Those are in the moments that I am feeling overwhelmed. However, to prepare in advance to avoid situations that can result in feeling anxious is practice situations before an event with my family or counselors. The last thing I want to emphasize is to ask questions. They say there are no stupid questions, and that is still true. No one can better advocate for you than you, so ask lots of questions. It is okay to ask when confused, ask for support when feeling frustrated, or ask others to slow down and speak clearly, or repeat themselves.
Well, you added a lot of pictures here, very interesting, and I noticed that your active speeches and presentations on this slide. Wow, can you elaborate more on your photo that with the red pants? Is that with a name card?
Sure.
Yeah.
Since kindergarten, my favorite hobby has been playing with Legos. At the Mind Talent Show, I showcased a poem titled Protecto, played the piano, and even played it during the pandemic. This piano shows my booth at the talent show, featuring a popular stop-motion video made with Legos that appeal to audiences of all ages.
Wow. All right, I wanted to know your plan.
When I look to the future, I am very appreciative of the people who continue to support me, such as my family, therapists, and doctors, and the support from the Regional Center, because they have created an individualized plan for me to grow in a safe and diverse community. I have a 504 plan, a tailored academic accommodation plan, and a person-centered plan. It helps that I have a safe space to support others like me, because it allows me to focus on what I can do now, like learning as much as I can in my city college classes, improving my communication skills, and engaging with others. Volunteering for neurodiverse athletes is a great way for me to practice giving advice by using the sandwich method, which combines a compliment, the constructive feedback I want to give, and encouragement. Now it's my turn to create an impact, so I always try to remember to think, what amazing things can I do with what I've been given? Completing my lifeguard training and getting my driver's license are tools I have that I'm looking forward to have more of a positive impact by getting to volunteer more.
Wow, that's a lot. Do you have anything to say in this slide, or are you driving now?
I commute to high school and city college with my parents supervising me all the time.
Wow.
My electric car is fully equipped to guide me safely while driving. Although the alerts for upcoming situations can be annoying at all times, but they are incredibly helpful in anticipating warnings. So I call my car something itchy.
Why do you call your Tesla itchy?
Because when something was itching on my body, I say something is itching me, and then it was quite the funny and perfect name.
So you have a Michael and you have a itchy now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay.
Now, I would like to take the time to thank everyone for taking their time to be at this conference. If you'd like to learn more about me or follow passion projects like my YouTube channels or personal websites, please scan the various QR codes right here. It's still updating, but thanks for your patience.
Well, I
Thank
cannot
you.
believe that you are high schoolers. And I'd like to ask Edison some questions that I heard from your parents that you have a lot of support by Minding Institute as well as Alta California Regional Center. And any support that you are receiving from Minding Institute?
Well, I became a member of the Mind social group at the age of 9. What I remember most are the Minecraft session, the Disney Inside Out theme event, and speaking about my rollerblades at Show and Tell. My most unforgettable moment was meeting with Hugo. He was another student at the Mind Institute, and we got to hang out with each other. One of our homework assignment was to get to know each other. This assignment helped me understand more information about Hugo. I enjoyed the trunk or treat event. During Christmas, I won a bouncy chair as a prize. I could still use it to stay focused while studying or attending the virtual meetings.
Hey. And I even heard that the family used to live in the Bay Area, but they moved just because Edison's education and nearby the Minding Institute. So they got a diagnosis from the Minding Institute. It's working very closely with. Now we're gonna move to the Alta California Regional Center. Any services and support that you've been receiving?
As through the Regional Center, I receive respite services, specialized equipment, funding for activities, and assistance with transportation anywhere I need to go. Mr. Danielle from the Regional Center has accompanied me to the movies and City College. As mentioned earlier, I have been receiving respite services for a long time and acquired a massage chair through the self-determination program. I exchanged respite services with Hugo's parents, whom I met in the Mind social group, and we still have good friends. The massage chair, which I received last year, helps me relax after busy days and relieve stress and tension in my body.
Wow. What are, services and support that you've been receiving from both institute now? So with all this support and what you've been doing, accomplished so far, what's your hope for next year? What do you want to do?
After graduating from high school, I hope to go to UC Davis next year. I heard that this college will help me to understand the environmental issues and their solutions to prevent climate change from happening. Plus, it's not too close from my house.
I would take you as a faculty, but unfortunately, I don't work for the specific department at UC Davis. But if you are UC Davis faculty, ta-da, Edison is right here. Yeah, want to go to UC Davis? Okay. Well, thank you so much for Edison. Okay. Now, without further ado, because we lost some time at the beginning, we're gonna move to the second student. He graduated, so he's working now. Very fine young man, McGee, and he's gonna start his story. Let's listen.
Hello, everyone. My name is McGee. I lived in Elk Grove, California. I like to stay physically active. One thing that I love to do is swim. I started swimming competitively in high school. I have swum at the Special Olympic in Korea and in the U.S. and have won multiple gold medals.
Wow.
I also like to practice climbing with my older brother. I find it challenging and it helps me build my strength for swimming. I also like other sports such as archery, skiing, and kayaking.
Wow, so many of them. I can see the picture here. You are rock climbing. Where were you?
I was at the Boulders Field, and it was taken in Sacramento.
Oh, wow, this area. Wow, you must be very fit. Okay. Thank you for sharing your hobbies. Now, let's move to, wow, more.
I like doing martial art too. I'm a first degree black belt in Taekwondo and Hapkido. I'm studying to get my second degree black belt. While learning Taekwondo, I was able to help teach some of the smaller children. Recently, I ran into one of the kids that I had taught. 7 years had gone by. He was so grown up so that I almost didn't recognize him. His family was very happy to see me and appreciative that I taught their son. Someday, I would like to be an instructor for other students with special needs.
Well, I can see the pictures here, and what is going on in this picture?
Oh, this place was taken in the sports festival in Maryland.
So you flew all the way to Maryland to do this competition?
Yes.
Wow, that's a commitment. Okay.
Being independent without my parents' direct support is important for me. When I become an instructor of Taekwondo and Hapkido, I will demonstrate the steps while also verbalizing the direction, since that is how I learn the best.
So, looking at it and by listening at the same time, you learn the best. So
Yes.
multisensory approaches works for you. That's great. We are some of us are educators here, so we are listening to your story to learn it, implement in our own classroom. Okay, so you're going to talk about your volunteer work. So Wow, are you ready to hear what he has been doing? You're going to be very surprised. Okay.
Currently, I am serving as a service missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I get to meet a lot of people and learn about them and what motivates them. I perform volunteer service at charities and nonprofit groups around the Sacramento area 5 days per week. I think these experiences have helped me as I transition to be more independent. Some of the places I serve at include one of my service days I work at the Family Search Center in Carmichael. I help organize and index records for people who wants to find out about their family histories and search genealogical records.
Anybody can go to get your service?
Of course, everybody is welcome to use it to search about their families.
Oh, wow. I'll be the first one. Okay.
I also volunteer at the Deseret Industries thrift store on Tuesdays. I help sort donation and stock the store shelves. I really enjoy working with the people there.
Absolutely. With your good working heart, you probably get along with other people very well.
I volunteer at the Elk Grove Food Bank on Wednesday. I help fill and box up orders for clients of the food bank and help carry the orders out to their cars.
Jared, I always curious about where all this goods came from.
Oh, they're from everywhere. I'll tell you all the stores where they came from. They came from Nuggets, Trader Joe's, Sam's Club, Costco, Winco, and Walmart.
Wow, most grocery markets are donating to the food bank, so thank you for working there.
Since last May, I have been volunteer in the cafe at the Meristem School in Fair Oaks. The Meristem School is a transitional school for individuals with intellectual disability that has vocational and social skills programs. I have learned a lot through all my volunteer work, and it has helped me to be a better person, improved my confidence, and made me think about what I want to do in the future.
I see the pictures too here, and you have is that a medal? What is that?
Oh, it's a medal that I passed for my hearing test.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was taken at the Santa Clara Special Olympic Festival.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you are making transitions successfully so far, and there are important people in your life and important areas and places. So let's talk about that. Yeah.
I think it is very important for me and my family to be closely involved during the transition period with ACRC. ACRC has supported me during my transition from high school. They suggested a program for me to try based upon my interest and arranged testing for me to determine what would be a good fit. I am now in a self-determination program model of service, and with their help, I am moving towards my goals.
So you've been working very closely with the Alta California Regional Center to make this kind of transition. So that's great.
Thank you. Options. Knowing what options were available to continue what I like to do in high school was very important. Like a lot of young adults, I found that there were a lot of choices, and it was difficult to find which programs were a good fit.
Of course, lots of options. Nowadays, if you Google it, your own fingertip, you get to have a lot of options out there. But we don't know which one is specifically fit into my own needs. So we need some help and support, by Alter and the Mind Institute and your teachers. So let's talk about then your successful transitions, how you have been doing, and who helped you.
When I attended Elk Grove High School, one of my favorite teachers was Mrs. Williams. She teaches cooking classes and culinary arts at Elk Grove High School. She was very kind and patient with me and taught me how to use a knife to cut ingredients and measure for recipes. She inspired me to go to school to learn how to become a chef. Also, I love my swim coach. He was like another big brother to me. I have a lot of good memories with my swim team and coach. My high school life was very fun to me because of all my good teachers and friends. At the Meristem Cafe, I work with Chef Nori. He has taught me how to make the dish that the cafe serves, like wonton soup. He is patient with me and explained the step more than once if I need it. When I become a chef, I would like to be like him.
I'm sure you will like, Chef Nori, because I can see that you are very kind, first of all, and that you are very patient, and also you are, perseverance. You persist what you want to do. So at the Meristem Cafe, what are you usually nowadays? Nowadays, what are you making? What are you cooking?
Like currently?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was there working, I was grilling some chicken there. I marinated with the olive oil, salt and pepper, and garlic.
Yeah. Do you have a nickname there?
Yes. They have given me a nickname. They call me the Grill King.
You must be really, really good.
I'm very interested in learning other languages. I currently attend the Sacramento Korean Language School on Saturdays. In addition to learning Korean languages, we also study cultural customs and histories.
Great.
My formal instructor, Mrs. Moon, helped me learn the correct grammars and pronunciation. She made class very interested for me and always provide a positive feedback to help me learn.
Wow, what interesting pictures do you guys see? Who's that? And what is he wearing here?
Well, the picture on the right, I'm wearing as the king's robe.
Okay, so you are king, okay? And then the ladies? Next.
Yeah, the ladies in the picture that are tourists, they're sisters, and they traveled from Thailand, and we were taking picture in Gyeongbokgung, or Gyeongbok Palace for English. And it's the most peaceful and famous place to visit.
Is it in California?
No, this was taken in Seoul, South Korea.
Oh, so you traveled internationally to South Korea.
And the ladies, one dressed up as a queen and one dressed up as a dowager.
Of course, the king needs a queen, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
When I dressed up as a king, they saw me dressed up as a king, and they wanted to take a picture with me.
Of course, yeah. What a handsome king, right? Okay. One more? Okay.
Yeah. And on the picture, these two ladies are my Korean teachers.
Oh, okay. Korean language school teachers.
On my right side, that's Mrs. Moon, and on my left is Mrs. Kim.
All right. Okay.
Although it has been difficult at times during the transitionary period, I am on the right path now to work and working to achieve my goals I have set for myself. First, swimming in the 2028 Paralympic in Los Angeles.
Great.
And second, attending culinary school at American River College and becoming a chef.
Okay.
Eventually, I want to work with other people with disability and help them learn how to cook too.
Not only you learn how to cook it, you wanted to also help others with the special needs. You said that's great. And as a future chef, is there any special dish that you like?
Yes, one of my favorite dishes to cook is carbonara, and one of my favorite type of Italian food.
Wow. Okay, so when I want to eat the Italian food, then I can
Yeah.
call you.
Oh yeah, and my favorite type of food to cook is Italian, and which my favorite dish is carbonara, spaghetti, and cream stew chicken. And right now, I am learning how to make a lasagna with my mom.
Okay.
And after that, I am willing to make that all on my own.
Oh, wow. You will. And is there any other dishes that you wanted to, except the Italian?
Yes, besides Italian, I'm interested learning how to cook Korean food with my mom.
Wow, K-food is nowadays it's it, so you will be very famous with the K-food too. Okay, so I heard that you wanted to make some suggestions for parents as well as educational professionals. So let's hear from you your suggestions.
Things I would like all teachers and other professionals to know. First, we all can learn, even though we might not all learn at the same pace. Second, we might need something explained to us in a different ways than how you are used to explaining it. Third, we might need some extra time to complete an assignment or task. And fourth, we can surprise you with how well we can do if given a chance.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
I would like to say thank you to all teachers and other professionals for helping me, for all your hard work and efforts on behalf of your students. Thank you for helping me make a better transition from high school for us. And thank you, Professor Cho,
Oh, thank you.
for working with me to have the opportunity to speak and share my transition stories today. Okay. Our community is so lucky to have you advocate for us. And before I would like to finish, I would like to say my favorite says, watch for a miracle to happen in our lives.
You know, as attendees, let's say it, let's read it together. 1, 2, 3, go. Watch for miracles to happen in our lives. Every student in your classroom, every child in your household, they are miracles to us. And I've been teaching 42 years, and every day is a miracle to me because each individual student, each individual child, regardless of their degree of disabilities, they are miracles. They are making miracles and stories every day. So let's remember what Jared asked us to remember, that watch for miracles to happen in our lives. Let's remember that. So thank you, Jared, for your presentation and sharing. Okay, I told you that I've been teaching 42 years, and mainly students with autism. And then I am so blessed to be able to go to different countries to do keynote. And one year, long time ago, I went to another country, and they did not identify students with learning disabilities at the time. And luckily, my topic was dyslexia and identification. And at the end of my keynote speech, and then I came back to state to teach. And then I got a call from in that country that a mom who brought the son 4th grade level of the age in elementary school, and she happened to be at the university where I was teaching, and she never heard about dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and neurological disorder back then. But she thought that she gave the birth to the son who's gifted and talented. However, when he started elementary school grade level in that country, and happened to be the country allows the teachers spanking physically to, inspire their students learning, which I strongly, disagree. Anyway, so the parents wants to educate the son. The son was 5th grade level, and they couldn't go to school. They were doing homeschool already 1 year because of, spanking problem. Teachers will hit him, and then students will bully him. So they asked me to adopt. They want to give up their parents a right, and then to educate the son. So I thought there's autism. Just listening to the parents' explanation on the phone. So I said, then can you come over here, because I cannot go back. So the mom brought the son to my house and then stayed 1 week, and I hired my friends who is also educational therapist, private business. So we did a WJ, and teachers probably know this language, and then we assessed, and he has a very strong dyslexia, cannot read at all. He was 5th grade age, but I learned that he's so smart, so gifted in critical thinking skills, abstract skills. So I said, your son has a learning disabilities, and then they went back, but mom kept crying and calling me. The son really wants to study, and we don't know what to do, and we take everywhere, and they don't know what to do. So finally, like 1 year later, when he was like a 6th grade age, we finally have him to come over, and then we started to live together. And then he started to have junior and high school with IEPs in special education. Then when it's time for him to go to college, he came to Sac State where I was teaching, because I'm a special ed faculty. I thought that I know better. And then his dream was to become an engineer, mechanical engineer. And abstract thinking skills is so high. He can see it without reading directions. He can just put them together. So I call him genius, right? Anyway, he came to Sac State, be with me, 10 years. We thought that 4 years of the undergrad work, but it happened exact 10 years. And as a mother, if you are here as a mother, I'm with you, because I cried so many times, much younger faculty's office hours, that they would not provide necessary accommodations, modifications for my son. And I teach special education law, and I bring all the documents. They say no. Higher education is a different story too, because they don't have IEP. So it took him 10 years. He became an engineer, mechanical engineer. And then he got a master's degree as well in mechanical engineering. All dyslexia, learning disabilities is a hidden disability you don't get to see, but it's your actual disabilities. So he cannot still read. And all his textbook for 10 years has to be, back then it was like a cassette tapes. All textbooks were cassette tapes. And then his professors will record the midterm exam and final exam, and then he will go to the testing center at the university. He will record his answers with the proctor in the room. That's how we get through it and got the BS and MS in mechanical engineering and became an engineer. That was not it though. To get the job as an engineer, he failed 15 times of interview because he has multiple disabilities and not only learning disabilities, and stressful like an interview situation, he stuttered. So finally, he got a job. He became an engineer. He's working and contributing. That's what I'm saying is that transitions. We hope that he was going to be in general education classroom, inclusive practices, and university, 4 years of the undergrad, and get a job contribution. But it took him so many years of special education. It took him 8 years to finish middle school and high school, and it took him 10 years to get the BS and MS. And so I'm with you that it's not easy. It didn't happen one night, and lots of cries and lots of hard work. But when we believe in the miracle that Jared today mentioned, and also you are seeing the evidence here, Edison and Jared transition successfully. They can do that. However, as he said, we need to provide an opportunity. They need to have an opportunity and an environment. So that's a reality is harsh. And we thought that special education is not replacement. We know that. It's a program. And we thought that he's going to be in Janet, but he was very segregated school all through his schooling. So it wasn't good. As a mom, I'm here, not as a professional. As a mom, I'm here with you that, parents know the best. Parents know the best. So whenever they say something, and listen, really listen. Everybody, let me see you. And everybody, put your hands up like this and touch your mouth. How many fingers, how many hands do you need? Only one. Put touch your ears. You need 2 fingers, or at least 2 hands to touch. What it means, it's education. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's a relationship with your parents, with your teachers. You listen twice when parents say something. Don't make a judgment on it. You listen with your deep heart and then figure out where they are coming from. So listen and build a relationship with the parents first. And then, focus on strength. He used to have IEP, then 504, then student-centered plan, he said. That's how he been successful, because every plan that we are making is for his success, is his strength. Not your expectation, not the curriculum, not the district standard. That's not it. Look at the students. Edison first. Look at the Jared first. We don't use disabled students. We use Edison with, Jared with disabilities. Because look at them, so fine young man, right? With so much talent, like my own son. We look at their strengths first and then figure out what their specific needs are before teaching content. And cultural consideration. As you can see, we are all Asians here. Generally speaking, Asians are groupism, which means that they function better when you put them in the group. and then hierarchy in a household is also important. So learn about their individual household, their customs and culture first. And based on my experience, social narratives, when you do task analysis and social narratives, I'm not going to go over this, because this is a whole lecture, but social narratives work very well for people from the groupism, like Mexican Americans, African Americans, especially in Asian Americans. Okay, look at them, and then also, share resources. In order for you to be able to share resources with your families, you need to know first. So, after 40 years of my teaching, still teaching, I still take classes because things keep changing. So, especially transition. Do you know in California and nationwide in this country, we try to build more and more inclusive colleges and their comprehensive universities. Like, for example, UC Davis have a Redwood Seed program for intellectual disabilities, students with intellectual disabilities. Why not Essex State? Why not Essex City College? We need to have that kind of colleges so that students like my son, who has multiple disabilities, can go to the college and blossom. Doesn't need to be in 10 years at the university and kick out the Essex State 3 times because of low GPA. And when you send your son and daughter to college, my husband is a mechanical engineering professor. First thing he said that he teaches physics, and 500 students in the whole big hall, 500. Then you have Edison there, you have a Jetta there. Not easy for faculty who hasn't been teaching for a long time yet. So make sure that you can advocate for your own child by sharing this kind of information. And transition, yes, by law we start at 16, but don't wait until 16. I never start my students' ITP, individualized transition plan. Oh, I need to wait until 16. Don't do that. When you think that your son or daughter is ready for transition, do it right away. Even 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, you can still build your ITP so that you can, when you make your junior high and college programs, curriculums, you can add what your students and child is doing great and what they like it. Culinary school, because he wants to be chef, and engineer, environmental engineer, then there are a lot of stuff that you need to prepare before they go to the college or adulthood. So transition needs to be starting a little bit early. And the rest of the slides it's from the university level college living experiences. Like, I told you that inclusive colleges are blossoming, and we are getting more and more. These are in California, these are the colleges where you can send your children with intellectual disabilities as a college, thinking college. So, and academic accommodations, the examples that at the higher education can take a place. Okay, note taking. So my son always have a note taker who is taking the same exact course, sitting next to each other, and he will take a note. At the end, he will give the copy. And then these students who take a note for my son, he takes his own note and then give the copy to my son, and he gets paid by the university. Okay, so you realize this service is available at the and then he gets all kind of test practical accommodations, proctoring accommodations like extended time, and then also because of anxiety was so severe, sometimes the faculty and the university had to allow him to take the exam to home to complete or testing center by himself. Okay, and then a lot of assist technology. Today he mentioned about AI. High school kids already using AI to do his work, and he has a club using technology already. So it's a different generation. So in our teaching credential program, and we have to teach you also how to do AI in your instruction and teaching and assessment. We do that as well. So as a parents, as educators, we need to be on top of those technologies as well. And resources on campus, off campuses, these are the, and also this, PowerPoint slide is available for you. So you can check it when you send your children to college and check it. If you are doing proper accommodations and receiving or not. These are not all. These are some of the examples. Okay? Now, I know this afternoon, this evening, your role will be changed to mom, dad, professionals and teachers, whatever you are doing, and medical doctors here too. And I'm not going to ask you to write, but think about it. You heard the 3 stories today, 2 students, high school and young adulthood, and then mom's perspective as a faculty in special education. Think 3 things that you want to implement. You want to do it differently. Just think about it. Let's believe in the term PRISM competence, which means that children, students, they are competent and they can learn when they are provided with every opportunity to learn in an inclusive learning environment with high expectations. I do general education credential program as well as special education credential program. I do not alter, lower, water down expectations just because my students have autism, learning disabilities, Tourette syndrome, ADHD. I don't. I just deliver my content differently, methodology. That's what we do as a good teachers and then good parents.
The UC Davis Mind Institute was founded in 1998 with a promise to reduce and prevent the disabilities that can be associated with autism and other neurodevelopmental conditions. Every day, our clinicians and researchers make progress on that promise. Our groundbreaking research on autism, Fragile X syndrome, chromosome 22q11.2 deletion syndrome, ADHD, and other conditions associated with disability are helping affected individuals achieve their fullest potential. Please visit our website or our social media platforms to find out more about current studies, upcoming events, and how you can help make a difference.